Today, we're diving into a really personal journey, the one that takes you from feeling stuck and frustrated in your career to a place of real, genuine fulfillment. We're going to look at what that transformation is all about, and we'll be guided by the real stories of people who've actually walked that path.
So let's just jump right in with a pretty tough question. Are you succeeding in a career of your nightmares? I know, it's a jarring thought, but for so many people, it's a quiet reality. You're doing all the right things, climbing that ladder, hitting your goals, but then you look up and realize the ladder's been leaning against the completely wrong wall the whole time. And this feeling is usually fueled by just being constantly overwhelmed. Like Nancy puts it here, it feels like there's always more to do than we have the time and energy to address. It's that feeling of being stretched so thin that it becomes a huge red flag that something's got to change.
And that feeling, that burnout, it leads people to a really critical point in their lives, the career crossroads. This is that moment where you have to make a big decision about which way you're going to go next.
And if this sounds like you are absolutely not alone. This isn't some kind of personal failure. It's an incredibly common experience. Professionals in every single industry eventually hit a wall, a point of just deep frustration, total confusion, or, just classic burnout. The path forward feels completely fogged in. And for a lot of people, the first step on that new path starts with a simple recommendation. Just look at this testimonial from James. Getting referred to the right person was his turning point, and it led to results he couldn't be more thrilled with. Sometimes that one connection can literally change everything.
So you're at that crossroads. You're feeling lost. What's the next step? Well, a lot of the time, it's about finding a guide for the journey, someone who already knows the terrain and can help you find your way through the fog.
The idea here is really simple, but it's so powerful. You could try to navigate a huge transition like this all by yourself, but man, that is a much, much harder path. An expert guide doesn't just hand you a map. They're with you, helping you read the signs, avoid the pitfalls, and spot the shortcuts you'd never see on your own.
Joseph's experience here really highlights the difference between just a consultant and a true guide. The secret ingredient? Genuine care. It's about having someone who is truly, personally invested in helping you find the right direction for you, not just ticking boxes off a checklist.
And Latika's story just reinforces this idea of that deep, personal investment. She talks about an unprecedented energy to make me successful. That's the power of having a coach who becomes your champion, someone who brings this incredible passion and belief to your search.
But okay, motivation and having a champion, that's one part of the equation. A successful journey is also about getting practical, tangible skills. In other words, it's about building a toolkit for your career.
And this is such a crucial point. The goal here isn't just a short-term fix. It's not about just landing the next job. It's about building a set of skills and a mindset that's going to serve you for the rest of your professional life. It's a real long-term investment in yourself. So this process is built on 4 key pillars. First, crafting your story, learning how to talk about your value. Second, mastering networking so you can connect with people strategically. Third, nailing the interview so you can communicate that value with confidence. And holding it all together is the 4th pillar, staying mindful, which keeps you focused and grounded through the whole thing. So let's look at that first pillar, crafting your story. Ron's experience is a perfect example. It's all about translating what you've done in the past and what you're capable of in the future into a really compelling story for your resume and your LinkedIn. It's all about positioning.
All right, next up, networking. Evan's story here is great because it shows this isn't just about randomly connecting with people. It's about learning how to use platforms like LinkedIn as a really powerful tool to strategically connect with the right people, like alumni who are already in roles you're interested in.
And then, of course, the interview. This is where all that prep work pays off. As Minjao shares, the right coaching gives you specific, concrete feedback. This is how you take your answers from just good to great, and it builds the confidence you need to really show them what you're worth.
So, once you've found your guide and you've built your toolkit, what happens? Well, you start to see real breakthroughs. And those breakthroughs lead to real, tangible results. The outcomes of this process, time and again, they just boil down to 3 key things. You gain the confidence to go after what you really want, you get clarity on what that path actually looks like, and you develop the skills to actually land those dream jobs. This is what it's all about. This quote gets right to the heart of it. It's not just about finding a job. It's about finding a career you really, really want. Something you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life. That's the goal.
And the results can be incredibly tangible and impressive. For JanFan, the skills he learned directly translated into getting a super competitive position with a top-tier company. It just goes to show the immediate, real-world impact that a focused strategy can have.
And Isabel's quote here just ties it all together perfectly. The right guidance and expertise were instrumental in helping her land that dream job. I mean, that's the ultimate goal of this entire journey, right?
So after hearing all these powerful stories, the focus now kind of shifts back to you. Because when it all comes down to it, this is about your career, and it is absolutely your choice. Look, no one is going to pretend this journey is easy. It takes work, it takes reflection, it takes courage. But the most empowering part of all of this is that the choice to start, the choice to change your direction, that's entirely up to you.
And this brings us right back to where we started, but with a totally new perspective. What if you reframed your fear? Instead of being afraid of failing in the career of your dreams, choose to be afraid of succeeding in the career of your nightmares. That one little shift in thinking could be the start of your entire journey. So the only question left is, what are you going to choose?